Hey Deckers, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is finally here on Steam and at a bargain £4 with 67% off until the 19th of January, and to be honest that's probably all I would be looking to pay for this. Anyway, I'm not a huge beat 'em up fan, but it is a great bit of nostalgia for Scott Pilgrim. Now there is a couple of things to note. Officially this is unknown, there is no status for it on Steam Deck right now, however it is working perfectly fine. If you haven't signed into Ubisoft Connect recently, you will need to sign into Ubisoft. However, I have been playing Phoenix Rising recently and did that the first time I logged in, and I didn't have to do that for Scott Pilgrim, so very interesting that it didn't ask me to log in there and was a straight through win. It's also worth noting that the first time in it did default to a keyboard and mouse layout. It does support controller perfectly fine, but you will need to change your controller settings in Steam to gamepad and you'll be fine from then on. Also, it is worth noting that in Ubisoft Connect, it does also support the SharePlay beta. So if you did want to try co-op with SharePlay, then you can give this a go through the Ubisoft Connect overlay. And it does dismiss correctly, unlike Phoenix Rising. This is working perfectly fine. Into the game then, and just a side note for those that aren't used to this type of game, when you get the opportunity, and I didn't realize you could go into these shops initially, make sure you go in and top up. Otherwise you're not going to make it through the level because your health doesn't last very long, and blocking doesn't seem to be a huge amount of help in this game, and especially when you've got 5 or so people beating you up at once, you have to learn those counter moves or just to get out of there. So if you do like these fast-paced beat-em-ups, then Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is definitely going to be a fantastic game for you. And you can see by the power draw here around 10 watts in peak fights, with a completely flat rate 60 frames per second. It runs absolutely perfectly on the Steam Deck and will get you probably 2 to 3 hours quite happily in the game time. Not very demanding at all, and only around 1.5 gig on the install as well. So really lightweight game and great fun if you are into this style of game. Let us know in the comments below if you're going to dive into this one. I'll leave you with a bit more of the gameplay here without me talking so you can get a better feel for the game and performance. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video.